All right, so I'm doing a video after now in the Crossway realm of Bibles. I've had enough Crossway Bibles to know which one I personally think is the best all around ESV Bible, as far as the quality, the paper, um, the layout, the size dimensions, the feel, just everything about it. What I believe is the best ESV. And I'll get to that in a second, but I do want to say this Bible also is very special to me. It was my first ESV I ever bought. If anybody knows me and has watched me for a long time, you know I was King James only 15 plus years easily. Shortly after I got saved, I got I fell in that ditch. It took a long time. Never thought I was going to be anything else. I never thought I was going to read another translation. I used to read other translations to so called debunk them when I realized I was very ignorant of the real issues. And I have people to thank like James White and Michael Heiser and a bunch of other folks that helped me understand and everything what the true doctrine of preservation is. And on top of that, the company that I actually have to thank the most, what made me actually start thinking, was the CEO of Holman. Holman Bible Publishers sent me their CSB when it first came out. I actually have the copy where it actually has the note from the CEO. And I wasn't supposed to read that Satanic Vatican version. Of course, that's what King James only is thought, and that's what I thought. And I started reading that, and I realized that is the Word of God. It just that is the Word of God. Now that I took that by faith, I realized, okay, I've been wrong. God showed me that is the Word of God too. God speaks through that Bible, just like He will with the NASB and of course the ESV and the King James, New King James. So after that, you kind of go through the apologetic side of it, and you want to research the history, the Greek, understand why it's translated this way, why the King James translated this way. Is the King James English? Is it still the same way we understand English today, or has English evolved, which it has, and just a bunch of different things. But if it wasn't for that Bible coming, I'd probably still be King James today, King James only today. But I have learned so much. I'm writing down a bunch of things. I'm recording a bunch of things. I am not good at writing, so I'm dictating. Hopefully, a book that'll come out late next year, 2019, on my road to. I had a couple titles, and one of them like Road to Freedom or something like that. And I don't know if that's really the proper title for it. But I've wasted 2 minutes or 3 minutes of your time. But that's just kind of like where I'm at. And the reason why this Bible is special to me is because it was my first. It is my first ESV Bible, and I got it from the folks at evangelicalbible.com. And this is the ocean blue. Now, if you notice it against the purple, and this camera is not picking it up, guys, but from the naked eye, this has a little bit of a green hue to the blue, so it does have that beautiful ocean blue color. And some people say it's like a navy blue. Where's the ocean blue? And you have to contrast it against another color. So if you have something like it's a purple, especially like a pastel purple, this is my daughter's blanket. I just get good lighting in here sometimes. It's decent right now, but if you contrast the colors, you'll see that real nice ocean blue. It's a beautiful color. So I was out of King James onlyism, and I wanted to try the ESV because it's a lot like the King James. And this is the first Bible I think I actually posted on my Facebook account. I remember I posted, I said, I got my first ESV. I'm no longer King James. You find out who your real friends are, and I lost hundreds of so-called friends out there. And I still have King James only friends, so I didn't lose all of them. But this is the ESV. You know me and my rabbit trails. ESV heirloom edition of oh my goodness, I'm gonna forget what it's even called. The Legacy heirloom. See, 2018. That it's still this year. This year, guys, came out of King James onlyism. That is just that's amazing. God is good. But yeah, I want to say it's the ESV Legacy. Now, the reason why this is the Bible I think is all around probably the best ESV you can get from Crossway is it's done. It's done by Youngblood in the Netherlands, which is just the Rolls Royce of Bibles. They have a really nice natural goat skin. You can see just that beautiful grain. Let me show you the other side too. Look at the grain. I've done a review on this, and you'd see it way back in the videos when I got out of King James Onlyism. Just a beautiful Bible. It's got the raised hubs, the 3 ESV symbols, which they're kind of learning not to overdo it anymore, the crossway. I changed out the ribbons with 2 shorter Beresford red ribbons. It's ocean blue. But look at the layout. Look at this layout. Single column layout. But what it does is it makes it so easy to read. And it has so much room. If you want to, I mean, there's probably 3 inches right here, maybe 2.5 inches, maybe even more, probably over 2.5 inches there, at least 1.25 inches there, 1 inch in certain areas. There's just more in some places than others, depending on the layout where you're at on the page. But it's just the size too, because the size of it is not too big. It's not too big at all. But it's just built well. You know, they use a calf split liner. Everybody says they don't say it's calf skin, but every time I've talked to them, they said these are calf split. This is Allen used the same liners on some of their Bibles that Youngblood would bind for Allen when they do use Youngblood to bind it, like the 7C and stuff like that, the recent 7Cs and the Brevier plaque faces and stuff. But yeah, guys, so this is the one I think is just the best overall ESV. If you're looking for an ESV, I would highly suggest that you just save your pennies, go all out, and I would just go for the Heirloom Legacy. And there's another reason for that, because it's really not that expensive. It's like a $275 or $300 Bible for retail price, but Evangelical Bible has these on sale all the time for like 147, 130. I think I've seen them as low as 127. I mean, you're getting a goat skin, stitched perimeter. I mean, you're getting all the bells and whistles you'd get from like a Schuyler Bible. Let me say this too: when you do buy a Crossway Bible that's done by Youngblood, you're getting a Schuyler Bible. There's in the sense that it's produced the same. I mean, the same paper, the same printer, the same leathers, and that might, for the most part and everything like that. I like the white and head tail bands, and of course I changed out those ribbons, but I didn't like the ribbons that came with it. So if you're not big on the ribbons, you can always change those out. But just the layout and just the portability and the paper quality, I love the paper on this. It's so easy just to flip through. I think it's 28 GSM. That I forget what they call it, Prima Bible paper. But just the layout, you got a very nice concordance. You can see where I tested pens. See how well those pens worked. Yeah, you don't get bleed through. You get some show through. And remember, these are not just microns. These are like regular pens too. So it held up well, even with a couple ballpoints there, which were gel ballpoint pens. But they're in fact, if you look at this one, that is a very, very big nibbed ballpoint. And I don't think it didn't bleed. No, it didn't even bleed. It barely even shows through. This camera picks up more. That's how well this paper is, because it's got a coating to it. Some people don't like the glossy maps. Guys, I'm to the point now, if you're buying Bibles and you're worried about that kind of stuff, I'd rather, in one sense, I could see that it'd be more useful to have the thicker paper, because you can write on the maps, take notes if you're going to do that. That's great. But if you're just a guy that is upset because these are not going to look pretty later, that kind of stuff starting to upset me a little bit. I'm not against collectors, but I am against collectors that don't use their Bibles. Does that make sense? And worry about the value. This is the priceless. Another thing, let me say something. Here's another thing that I'm very upset about. I get people quite often, not all the time, quite often say, it doesn't matter. I don't know why you're getting these Bibles or these high-priced Bibles. You can go down to the dollar store and get one. Yeah, but then you'd be going to the dollar store every week to replace it, and you're going to end up spending more money in 1 year on these cheap paperback Bibles, and you can't even write in them. The pages fall apart. They turn yellow. Why not, instead of buying a Bible every 3 months, buy a good Bible that'll last you a lifetime? If not 15, 20, 30 years. and then you're spending less money. If you look at it that way, it's an investment. And what you'll pay more. I guarantee whatever you're watching this video on costs more than this Bible. I can almost guarantee that. 99% of the people that are watching this video, whatever you are watching this video on costs you more than this Bible, and this Bible is worth more than anything. It's priceless. It's the Word of God. So I got that off my back. So this is my favorite ESV. I think it's the best ESV as far as layout, paper, construction, quality, everything. Just all around. I'm just giving you all around what I think is the best ESV Bible out there. So go ahead and pick one up. Go to Evangelical Bible, get a good deal on it. And this is just a video and a little bit of a background story of what I came out of and a little bit of a rant. So till next time, love you guys. Good day and God bless.